finding an extra $10,000 isn't easy, let alone finding $10,000 in the next 3 months. But if you're willing to put in the work, and if you're willing to follow the steps that I'm about to talk about in this video, you will be able to put aside $10,000 in the next few months. What's up everybody, I am Jaspreet Singh from theMinorityMindset.com, where money minds rethink rich. If you go online and you search for ways on how to save money, you're gonna come across things like this. Save some extra money by signing up for rewards and loyalty programs. Or you can find some extra cash by opening a bank CD. And if you save $10,000 in your bank CD, your bank will pay you a whole 2 cents. Or you could try to save some money by not spending money for one day, and then the next day you're just gonna spend double the money. I wanna make this video a little bit more practical with real things that you can start doing right now that can make a real impact on your finances instead of just trying to save a few extra pennies, because at the end of the day, a penny saved is just a penny. Now before we go any further, the thing that I want you to remember is that you will never become wealthy by saving your money, because there's always a limit to how much money you can save. If this is how much money you earn, and this is your expenses, so this is your income, one of the things that you can do if you want to have some more money is you can try to cut down on your expenses. So now instead of spending this much money, you're spending this much money. But at the end of the day, there's always a limit to how much you can cut down. There's a limit to how many times you can cut down your lattes from Starbucks. There's a limit to how small of an apartment that you can live in. There's a limit to how many meals you can cut out of your day. But there's no limit to how much you can earn. So I want you to think about the bigger scheme of things. If you really want to become wealthy, the secret to becoming wealthy isn't just cutting down every single penny that you have. Although you do have to know how to live below your means, but you also want to know how can you grow the pie. Because now even if you have the same expenses as before or even more expenses, you have more income that you can live off of. This is the growth mindset. But in order to get here, sometimes you need to know how you can cut back on your spending, or you need to know how you can find some extra cash. That way you have some extra cash to pay down some of your debt, or you have some cash to build your savings fund, or you have some cash to invest into your business or into yourself. So let's jump into the 5 things that you can do right now to put aside $10,000 over the next few months. But before we get into that, I need you to do me a quick favor and smash that thumbs up button below. The easiest thing that you can do to put some more money in your pocket is to stop spending money, because the most accessible way to keep more money is just to not give it away to somebody else. Everybody on their journey to becoming wealthy has to go through a phase where you have to cut back. You're going to cut back on your spending. That way you can put more cash towards your savings, you can put more cash towards your investments, and you can put more cash to you and building your wealth. Everybody has to go through this phase, and it's not easy. This is the phase where you just gotta stop spending money on the things that are not making you any money. There were a lot of years where I didn't go out to eat and I didn't go on vacation unless I was getting paid to go on vacation. I would go out to eat with my friends, and all of my friends would order a meal and I would just sit there and drink water. I didn't eat at the restaurant because I didn't want to pay money to be there. I didn't go on vacation unless I was getting paid, because if I was on vacation somewhere, then I couldn't work on my business and I would have money leaving my account, because now I would have to pay for a flight, I'd have to pay for a hotel, I'd have to pay for food out, and I don't want to have to do that because I wanted to invest this money into myself. I used to work in the wedding business, so sometimes I got paid to go on vacations because people would pay me to fly out or drive out to a new location to help host a destination wedding, which was fun because now I'm getting paid to go on vacation. But unless I was getting paid to go on vacation, I wasn't gonna go. If you were serious about putting some extra cash aside right now, you gotta stop spending money on things that you don't need to spend money on. And it sucks, nobody likes being cheap. But this is a phase that you have to go through if you want to get to that wealthy phase where now you're worried about how you're going to spend your money instead of how you're going to save every extra dollar. Because right now you need to use your money as a tool to make you wealthy. But until you get there, you need to make sure you keep that money for yourself. That way you can invest this money into yourself. This is where you got to answer for yourself. How serious are you about turning your finances around and finding this extra cash? Because if you are, then you got to stop spending money on things that don't make you money and things that you do not need to survive. That means don't buy the new iPhone. Stop going out to eat. Stop going on vacations. Stop going out and spending money on things that are not making you any money right now, because right now you need to keep this cash in your bank. That way you can stack your cash. That way you have your money to pay off your debt, to pay your bills, or to go invest in yourself. This alone will easily put an extra $500 to $1,000 into your pocket each and every month. Now, this is not something you want to do for the rest of your life. I don't want you to live like you're broke for the rest of your life, but this is one of the things that you have to do. That way we can get over the first hurdle of becoming wealthy, and you got to have the extra cash to invest in yourself. The second thing you want to do to find some extra cash is sell some of the junk around you. That way you can turn your junk into cash. Every single one of us has junk in our house right now that we're not using, that is just sitting there collecting dust. take that stuff, whether it's clothes, whether it's furniture, whether it's electronics, and go and sell it. Because right now, you want that extra cash. That junk is not doing anything for you. And if that TV is the reason why you're sitting on your butt all day, every single day, and not doing anything, go and sell it for some cash. That way now, at least you have some cash in your hand, and you can't sit there and watch TV every night or play your video games. Now, I already know what you're thinking, but Jaspreet, that doesn't sound very fun. There's a reason why the majority of people will never become wealthy, because they're not willing to put in the work to become wealthy. Becoming wealthy is not for everybody. It is not easy. You have to make sacrifices, but this is one of the things that you have to be willing to do. You have to be willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to make the sacrifices if you want to become wealthy. If you have AirPods or an iPhone or anything with the letters GUCCI or LV on it, and you're complaining about money, or if you're struggling with money, then your priorities are in the wrong place. Right now, you got to get rid of this stuff. Get rid of the name brand stuff. Sell it. If you have an iPhone that you're making payments on, sell it. Get the cash in your hand, buy a phone that you can afford, and use the extra cash to now invest in yourself. The first time I made $100,000 in a year, I was still in school, so I didn't really have many expenses, but I was living in an apartment where I was paying $400 a month. Now, apartments were not $400 a month. They were a lot more, but the reason I was able to get my apartment so cheap was because I didn't have a room in my apartment. I slept in the living room floor. I had money in the bank. I was making good money, but I wanted to invest every penny possible back into myself because I wanted to make it something bigger. So I paid $400 a month, which included my rent, it included my utilities, it included my cable, it included my internet, and it included my parking, but I didn't have a room. I had a mattress that I picked up every single morning. I dragged it into the hallway. I folded up my sheets. I put that on the sofa, and then I would leave, go to school all day, and then come back, put my mattress down, put my sheets down, go to sleep, and start up the next day. The owner of Louis Vuitton is one of the richest people in the world. Sometimes he's the richest person in the world. Sometimes he's the third richest person in the world. It just varies on the day, but he's one of the richest people in the world. And the reason why he got rich is not because he was wearing Louis Vuitton. It's because you have a lot of people that want to look rich, so they're paying him money that made him the richest person in the world just so they can wear his name. If you want to be the person that becomes wealthy, then right now you got to get rid of all the crap that's not putting money in your pocket and put the cash in your pocket. That way you can use your money to invest in yourself instead of just giving it to everyone else. Everybody has at least $5,000 of crap that they're sitting on that they could turn into cash. So I guess you could call it crap cash. The third thing that you can do to help you get to the $10,000 quickly, now this is where things get fun, is now you can start to earn more money. Obviously you can try to work harder at your job, get a raise, get a promotion or whatnot, but what I want you to also think about is how you can make money outside of your job. And this has become more accessible than ever, not just because of the internet, but because of all the resources that have come out outside of the internet, through the internet, and now you can use these resources as a tool for you. Now, if that made no sense to you, don't worry. It didn't make any sense to me either, but let me show you what I mean. Uber, Lyft, Uber Eats, Grubhub, Instacart, and Amazon delivery are all things that you can do right now as a way for you to pick somebody or something up and drop it off somewhere else and get paid to do that. These are things that don't require any skills. They can easily add another $1,000 a month into your pocket on the side, and these are things that you can do on your own time. If you want to make even more money and you have a truck and you don't mind lifting heavy things, then you could go into one of the freelance moving sites and help people move heavy things from one place to another and get paid to do that. Or if you're one of those people that don't want to leave your room, then you can also do the same thing on the internet. Now, instead of delivering people or delivering groceries, now you can help people design things, or you can help people write things, or you can help people with their accounting as a freelancer. So now you can go onto a site like Fiverr.com or Upwork.com, and now you can be a freelancer and do gigs for people and businesses who need work done for their businesses. You're not an employee, so you're not going to be on W-2, but you're kind of working as a contractor, where now when a business needs a service, they can post what service they need onto one of these freelance sites. And if you can do the work, like if you can write an article that this business wants, or if you can help this business solve this problem, if they want to build a website, or if they want to design a logo, then you can bid for that, and then they'll pay you to do this. Or if you really want to think more about the long term and you don't need this cash immediately right now, then you can also think about starting your own business, or by investing your money into things that are going to pay you with passive income or cash flow. Starting your own business can help you make a whole lot more money, but it's not easy. It takes a lot of work, and most businesses fail. Not everybody is cut out to start a business. Not everybody is cut out to be an entrepreneur. So if you're not self-driven, if you're not motivated, and if you can't keep working towards something while not making any money, then starting a business probably isn't for you. But if you have the entrepreneurial bug and everything you do revolves around thinking of new business ideas, and if you hate the idea of working for somebody else, then starting a business is for you. And when it comes to investing your money to start generating that cash flow or passive income, this is something that I think everybody should do. And this is where now you're taking your extra cash, you're investing it into places that are going to pay you for owning them. This is all about investing your money into assets, investing your money into things that will make you more money instead of just buying the things that will lose you money. If you do want to learn more about the different ways that you can start investing your money to start generating passive income, our team put together a free guide on how to start generating passive income. This guide is completely free when you sign up for our daily newsletter. So if you want to read a free guide on how to start generating passive income, I'll put the link to this guide in the description below. The fourth thing that you can do, which is one of the easiest ways to save some extra cash, is to pay less for the things that you already do own. It kills me to see how many people don't do this. But every single year, your utility companies, your service companies, your cable companies, all of them are going to raise the price of your bill every single year. But just because they raise the price of your bill doesn't necessarily mean that you have to pay this higher price. If you ask nicely, not only will some companies not raise your bill, but they'll give you a discount on what you were paying from before, and they'll keep giving you the same service. At one of the apartment complexes that I own, we have a dumpster. And originally we were paying like $80 a month for the dumpster and waste service. And over a few years, they raised the price from $80 to $250 a month. And when I saw the bill for $250 a month, that's when I was like, okay, I need to call them to see what's going on. So I called up the company to see what's going on. And not only did I get my bill reduced, but I got a discount on what I was paying before, because now we went from $250 a month all the way down to $65 a month, just because I called and asked nicely. So if you have a phone bill, an internet bill, any sort of subscription, this even works if you have credit card debt. You can do this with all of them. What you want to do first is you want to call around to see what their competitors are charging, especially if they have some low intro rates. Then you're going to take this information and you're going to call up the company that you're trying to reduce the bill from. You're going to talk to the customer service people, and you want to make sure you be nice, because these customer service agents are being berated every single day with angry customers. And so if you just talk to them and you're nice, they will be nice to your wallet. The first thing you got to do is ask them nicely why your bill was raised. The second thing you want to do is be shocked. Oh, you raised my bill that much? Is there anything else that you can do? It doesn't matter what price they offer you. You never want to settle for the first price that they give you. And that's when you bring in your lifeline. You say, oh, that would be really nice, but your competitor is charging me $20 less a month. Would you be able to match that? Chances are they're going to say, sorry, I can't do that. And that's when you want to ask if there's any way that you can speak to somebody higher up, maybe a manager or maybe a director, because they have more power to reduce your bill. This is where you have to remember, companies do not want to lose a good customer who pays on time every single month. And so if you've been with a company for a long time and you've paid your bills every single month on time, you can use this as leverage. But the key is, you don't want to be one of those people that says, why are you raising my bill? I can't believe you did this. I'm going to go to your competitor unless you give me a 50% discount right now. If you act like that, well, now chances are your customer service rep will not discount your bill, even if they have the ability to do that, because now they're upset and they just won't want to. And if these four things don't help you get to the $10,000, well, then you also have number 5, where now you can sell your car. This one's gonna hurt a lot of people's feelings, but the reality is, if you have a financed Beamer in your driveway, that financed Beamer that you have is not making you rich. It's making the BMW company rich, and it's making your bank rich. And every single month, you're having to send them a $600 check, and you have the higher insurance, and you have the premium gas. When now you could just sell that car, put some cash into your pocket, and use this cash to buy a car with no payments. Buy a car with cash that's in used but good working condition, and now you have a car with no payments, and now you have lower insurance, and you have cheaper gas, and now you don't got to send out $600 a month, and depending on what price you sold your car for, you might have a few extra grand to put in your pocket. The one thing that keeps so many Americans broke is not your Starbucks, it's your car. Because your car is a liability. It's something that you use, and it's something that depreciates in value very quickly. So every single day that you own your car becomes less and less valuable. Not only that, you're paying interest to your bank to drive this car, which is losing you money. I'm a car person. I love nice cars, and I want you to own a nice car. I want you to own a luxury, exotic. I want you to have something nice. But I want you to be able to afford it first. If you're struggling with money, or if you're trying to figure out how you can have more cash, but you have a foreign car in your driveway that's costing you money every single month, your priorities are in the wrong place. Right now, you got to get rid of this car, and this is going to be hard, because your friends might see you go from a BMW to a used Honda Accord, and they're not going to understand why. Right now, you need to take this cash, put it into your pocket. That way you can grow this cash, make it into something much bigger. That way you can afford whatever dream car you want without worrying about the price. Taking the first step to become wealthy is not easy. It takes just as much mindset as it does action, because you have to be mentally strong, because when your friends criticize you for why you no longer have that nice stuff, you have to be willing to take it, because everybody wants to show off how fake rich they are by buying a bunch of things that make other people rich that keep them broke. Now, there's nothing wrong with buying these nice things. I want you to be able to own whatever nice things you want. I just want you to be able to afford it first. If you enjoyed what you watched so far, then you're gonna love this. If you're looking for ways to earn more money, you're not alone. Companies are pumping out articles every single day on how you can earn some extra cash doing simple stuff, and they promise you or say that you can make a ton of money doing almost nothing. I know how frustrating it can be, because I used to read those articles and I was doing surveys on the internet trying to make a few extra bucks like the article said you could, and I'd be answering these questions and I never actually received a cent. The only thing that I ever got was a virus on my computer. That's why my goal and our company's goal, Minority Mindset, is to give you more practical advice that can help you put more money in your pocket without putting a virus on your computer. Look, let's think about this practically. If you can make an extra $1,000 a month on the side in addition to your job, that's another $1,000 that you can put to your mortgage or your savings account or your car payment, or if you're thinking really big, your investments. First, start delivering things. Do you remember when Uber and Lyft first became a thing? The people that were driving for Uber and Lyft were making a ton of money because Uber and Lyft were trying to get market share, so they were paying drivers a premium, that way they can get exposure to the markets. The same thing is happening right now in the grocery and food delivery space. And this strategy became almost exponentially more attractive because of the 2020 pandemic. When the pandemic first hit, people were confused and scared, and nobody wanted to go to the store and shop, and nobody wanted to go to the restaurant to eat. But people still wanted groceries and food from restaurants. So companies like Instacart and Amazon and Grubhub and DoorDash and Uber Eats boomed because people were going to these resources to buy and get their food delivered to them. Well, you can be that person doing the delivering. People are making like $25 an hour delivering groceries and packages for Amazon in their free time. And the best part about this is you can control how many hours you work and what days you work, so you can control how much money you make. Second, be a virtual assistant. Hiring a full-time employee is expensive. You have to pay their salary every single month, you have to pay for their benefits, you have to pay for their desk, you have to pay for their laptop, and you have to pay their FICA taxes. That's why many companies are now going the virtual route by hiring a virtual assistant part-time. Virtual assistants are not employees. You are an independent contractor, a freelancer, and you're providing part-time services to another business on your own schedule. There's no experience requirement to do this. I mean, if you don't have any experience, you can go out and be a virtual assistant that helps manage somebody's days or help manage someone's emails. And if you have more marketable skills, then you could help manage someone's design work or bookkeeping or manage their advertising. You have a lot of freedom as a virtual assistant. Like we here at Minority Mindset have a couple dozen virtual assistants or freelancers that work for us. These are people that I've never met. They're people that work from their own homes or wherever they work, and they get to work on their own schedules, but they get a steady stream of income to do work for us. The simplest way to do this, if you're interested, is by going to a platform like Fiverr or Upwork. They're not paying me to say this. You can just go to one of these platforms, post your information, and then you can bid for jobs. Third, be smarter with your money. The simplest way to have an extra dollar is by just finding it in your pocket? If you can't find money out of thin air, then the second simplest way to have an extra dollar is by not spending it. Everyone says that the solution to their money problems is earning more money. But if you cannot manage the money you have, it doesn't matter how much money you make, you will always be broke. Earning more money is great, and that is something that you should do, but you also need to know how to keep the money you have, and you need to know how to grow the money that you have. This is what investing is all about, and you can create a brand new stream of income passively through your investments, but this isn't something that's going to happen overnight. That means you have to take steady steps with your money by putting it into a place that's going to create you passive income. That means investing a little bit of money every week or every month, and if you stick with it, even when it doesn't feel like you're doing anything, eventually you're going to get to the point where you're making an extra $100 a month passively, and then a few $100s a month, and eventually you'll get to $1,000 a month passively if you stick with it. I'm not going to go too deep into investing in this video because we have tons of videos on our channel where we talk about that, and we also have a free ebook on money management and investing that you can read for free when you sign up for our financial education emails, which are also free. You can get our free ebook and start reading our financial education emails by clicking the link up here or by clicking the link in the description below. By the way, our financial education emails are separate from our financial news emails. Fourth, don't just talk about it, blog about it. When I was in law school, I launched a sock company, and during my launch, I was scammed by a fake marketing company that stole thousands of dollars from me, which was like our entire marketing budget. It sucked. It's not fun being scammed, and I was kind of upset when I found out that I was never going to get this money back, but that's when I decided to create an Instagram page called Minority Mindset. That way I could post tips on how people can start a business and get some money advice without getting screwed over the way I was. A few months after starting the Instagram page, I came onto YouTube and I started talking about money management and investing and everything in between. I didn't think that I was starting a business at the time because I already had a business that I was running. I was running a sock business, and so this was just a hobby of mine because my friends were tired of me talking about money management and investing all the time. Fast forward a few years and Minority Mindset evolved into a full media company with an awesome team with a really cool downtown office and content that is reaching millions of people every single month. I'm not saying quit your job and start a YouTube channel, okay? It does not work like that. It is very hard to make a full-time living off of YouTube or writing blogs. What I'm saying is if you have a real passion for something, talk about it. Talk about it on Instagram or YouTube or a podcast or your blog. If people like your content, you can create a new stream of income. There's a few ways you can go about doing that. You can charge people a monthly fee to see your content, or if you don't want to go that route, you can get paid from advertisers or sponsors, or you can create your own product. Before I jump into number 5, I want to emphasize this again. Don't go into this thinking that you're going to make a ton of money very quickly, okay? The first year that I did YouTube, I made less than $3,000. I'm an attorney. I could have made way more money with my time just billing companies $300 an hour to do consulting, okay? I stuck with it because this is something I really enjoy doing. If you do it because you're trying to make a ton of money very quickly, you are going to be very disappointed. 5th, negotiate your salary higher. The fastest way to make an extra $10,000 a year consistently isn't by starting a new side hustle, it isn't by investing your money, and it isn't by starting a business. It's by having a 30-minute conversation with your boss where you ask for a raise. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do this. You need to demonstrate to your boss that you're a valuable asset. If you just get a new job and then a few months later you ask for more money, that's not going to be a good look. You want to make it a win-win. Show your company that you're an asset who does good work, and then explain to your boss why you deserve a raise and offer to take on more responsibility. You need to show your boss why you should be making more money. It's not enough to say that you work really hard, okay? The production is more important than the effort. 6th, look at seasonal positions. Every part of the year has a unique seasonal demand. In the summertime, you can help with landscaping. At the end of the year, during holiday season, companies are always looking for extra help. You can be a temporary retail salesperson, you could be a gift packer, a warehouse worker, or a package deliverer. During the first part of the year, if you're in a colder area, it's snow plowing, and in the spring, everybody needs help with spring cleaning. These temporary jobs pay a premium because they're temporary, and companies have such a high demand for these positions. Yeah, this might not quickly turn your finances around right away, but it's a way to add more money into your pocket relatively soon. And number 7, you can start your own business. This isn't for everybody. Starting your business has the most potential upside, but it also has the most potential downside. The majority of people who start a business fail because either you realize how much work it takes, you don't have enough passion, your product sucks, or you don't know how to manage the business's finances. I'm going to emphasize this again. Starting a business is hard. It is not for everybody. You're not going to get days off or weekends off or holidays off when you run your own business because it's always going to be on your mind. I'm not saying this to discourage you. I love entrepreneurship. I've just seen way too many people try to start a business for all the wrong reasons because they think that they can get rich very quickly, and then they realize how much work it actually takes, and then they get upset, and then they start coming up with excuses why the other business owners got lucky and are successful. If you have a product idea that you want to create and you love the idea of starting a business, then go for it. When you're starting off, you do not need to go out and raise $1 million. You do not need to go out and find a board of directors. You do not need to go out and spend thousands of dollars creating the perfect website. All you need to do in the beginning is start. Don't spend money you don't have to start something that you don't even know if it'll work. When I started making videos, I recorded them off of my cell phone in front of a white wall. That's it. I don't have any fancy equipment. Don't go into the rabbit hole of spending all this money or going into debt to have all this nice business stuff. Start your business and start making some money first, and once you start getting some money, then reinvest that back into your business. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, here's a video on things you need to do if you want to become wealthy, and while you're at it, download our free guide on how to start generating passive income, and as always, keep hustling. The average student loan payment is $393 a month. Then you gotta pay for your extra guac at Chipotle, you gotta pay for your avocado toast, and you gotta pay for your Starbucks.